Miggy! Miggy! Welcome to another What to Expect From video from myself. This one pertains to Miguel Diaz. Now, for those who remember a couple of my early Season 3 videos, where this was post-Season 3, the finale had happened, I talked about how Miguel could have won the All Valley again because he has that Rise of a Champion arc, which is a staple across every form of medium, whether it's Rocky, Creed, just to name the obvious. You know, it's a staple within storytelling. You know, the hero that falls to rise again. You know, like a phoenix from the ashes. That's prevalent in so much of storytelling and just a load of stuff. Now, obviously, he didn't win, but I kind of like the fact that he didn't win, and it's not because I'm a Robbie fanboy. I just want to throw that out there. It's because, in this sense, the narrative of this universe is Miguel had suffered a massive, massive injury, which he is lucky to be walking from. The fact that he's walking is a miracle. The fact that he was competing is another miracle in and of itself. But I think we are getting to a point where the kids are starting to realize I am not defined by a trophy. I am not defined by silverware. I am what I make myself, and I am what I choose to be. And I think Miguel going back to his origins and his roots and finding out where he came from and finding out who his father is and, you know, seeing all that connective tissue that his mum and even Yaya have not really mentioned to him much, could open the floodgates for some tension down the road. And I've talked about this quite a lot in length. The bond between Miguel and his mother has not been tested that much. It was tested in the aspect of after Season 2, he was in the coma and all that kind of stuff. It was tested in that sense, but I'm talking about literal conflict between mother and son, saying, hey, how could you not tell me about my dad, this, that, whatever? And then, how are you bonding with Robbie? What's going on here? Like, there's going to be a massive shift where, at the end of Season 2, for example, when Miguel started showing a bit of that dark side tendency, I think you're going to see a lot of that this season. You're going to see a lot of resentment. You're going to see, for all intents and purposes, you're going to see emo Miguel. Like, you're going to see bully Miguel, pretty much. You know, like Bully Maguire of Cobra Kai. You're going to see it here. You're going to see a Miguel who's broken. You're going to see a Miguel who's been tested emotionally. And we've all seen the leaked footage. It's not new. Kind of wish it wasn't leaked. You guys know how I feel about leaks. But in the leaked footage, if you don't want to know what the leaked footage is, then fast forward a minute or something. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So the leaked footage shows Robbie and Johnny finding Miguel, and then Miguel and Johnny hug while Robbie stands by the car. And I think that moment is going to probably be one of the most emotional moments in the whole show, because I always had it pegged that Miguel should never find his father, and that it doesn't matter who his father is. His father is coming to get him, and that father is Johnny Lawrence. It doesn't matter who his real father is and all that kind of malarkey. That's not important. What's important here is that Johnny comes through for Miguel, and you don't... As much as I love that Robbie and Johnny are now mending wounds, I don't want it to be this thing of where... Because I'm sick of this back and forth. Whenever he's bonding with Robbie, Miguel's at the expense. Whenever he's bonding with Miguel, Robbie's at expense. No, it's time to stop that. It's time to break the cycle. And I think that happens with Robbie and Miguel burying the hatchet by themselves as the season progresses. And I think with Miguel this season, you know, him going on this journey of discovery and finding out who he is and where he came from, it's not going to end in any good way. It's not going to end even on a bittersweet way. It's going to end in a way where he starts to reject everyone that was close to him. He's going to reject Johnny for sure. He's going to reject his mum most of all. And I think, you know, it's just going to put him in such a place where he's broken. You know, a big reason why he didn't win the All Valley at the end of Season 4 wasn't just to do with his physical injury. It's because emotionally and mentally he wasn't in it. His heart wasn't in it. You could tell from the minute Episode 9 opens up that Miguel was not in the fight. He wasn't in it at all. And it's from that kind of moment where when you're watching it for the first time you go, man, he ain't winning this. Like, he is not in this whatsoever. His emotions are not in check. His heart's somewhere else. He just had an emotional blow from Johnny the night before, you know, and him and Sam are at loggerheads. You know, there's so much going on for poor Miggy in that sense that I think this season's only going to add to that. And I think by the end of the season, you're going to have a sort of reversal where how in Season 3 Robbie was on that kind of dark side path. I think Miguel will be on that path this season. But I think Miguel has the willpower and the strength, because it's naturally ingrained within him to be a good person. He will resist and he will find a way to overcome it without falling to the dark side fully like Robbie did. Now, that's not me knocking Robbie. It's just that, you know, different circumstances, different characters. Miguel's heart and willpower is too strong to let that happen. But I think he's going to be sort of a lone wolf this season. I think he's going to be kind of on his own. He's going to feel isolated. He's going to be... I'm interested to see how the relationship between him and Sam is going to play out this season. Once he comes back from Mexico and the ramifications of that. But I think personally for me, that needs to take a back seat, as with the Robbie and Tori one. That the relationships need to take a back seat because every character internally is going through a different battle. Now, I want to touch upon Carmen and Miguel a bit more. From the very first episode that we were introduced to Miguel, all the way back to episode 1. The bond between him and his mother is one of the best connections in the show. Unlike most of the kids in the show and their parents, this is one connection and one bond that is genuinely so strong, and it's been strong since the beginning. And it wasn't just at the end of season 2 Carmen decided to be a mother, i.e. other parents in the show. Carmen has been there for Miguel since day 1, and she's only had his best interests at heart. Yes, she was resistant to Johnny training him in the first place, but when the way season 2 plays out, can you really blame her skepticism? But I think this season we're at a point where, as I've said in my recent video, how Carmen and Robbie could potentially bond, you know, and the tension between Miguel and his whole family now, because now he'll know where he comes from, now he'll know his dynamic, his bloodline, and he's going to be resentful of that you never told me any of this, you kept me completely in the dark, you thought you were protecting me, and look what it's done, you know, look at where I'm at now. I don't know where I am, I don't know who I want to be. And season 4, I think Miguel's arc was extremely underrated. I did a video about that. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Where people missed the point of Miguel's arc in season 4. Miguel was still the focus in season 4, like he was in season 1. It just felt like he wasn't, because it wasn't the Miguel that we fully remember. And that is a conscious creative choice made by the creators to put him through turmoil, to set him up for what's about to happen this season. It was absolutely vital and integral to his character growth that season happened. It needed to happen. And when he buggers off at the end of episode 10, you know, even though we were shown him leaving in the bus, like when he says goodbye to Sam, there's a look on his face, the way the camera pans, the way the score plays, you knew he was leaving, you knew he was going to up and go. And I think there's going to be emotional gravity between him and Johnny, you know, like there always has been since the beginning. Some of the best moments in this show are between Johnny and Miguel, like that burger scene, you know, in season 2 between them. Another reason why I think season 2 is heavily underrated. When they were in the burger joint, and then Johnny was telling how he failed Robbie and how it was stemming from his own father and all that kind of stuff. And Miguel has taken Johnny's story, where Johnny said, I never really got to know my father, blah, blah, blah. He's taken that, and he's been moved by that to go and find out the truth about his father. So Johnny still has an effect on him, whether Miguel wants to admit it or not. As for Miguel and Robbie, do I think they're going to be running through the meadow, smacking each other on the arses with towels? No, I don't think that's going to be happening. I don't think they're going to go, you know, whacking each other with towels and, you know, singing Kumbaya. I don't expect that whatsoever. But there's going to be a point where these two have a moment where the best thing I can relate it to, Fast and Furious 6, when Dom and Hobbs are fighting Owen Shaw and the big hench dude. Like when they're fighting those two, that's the moment you're going to get this season. You're not going to get Robbie and Miguel teaming up fully, but you will get moments, little scenes, inklings of what could happen. You're going to see bits where maybe Robbie jumps in to help Miguel in Mexico. You're going to see a bit where maybe Miguel jumps in to help Robbie. There's going to be little moments, and then in season 6, then they're fully on the same page. But this season, I'm more excited for this character arc than any, because this right here is the fabric of the show, and Miguel is the Karate Kid. For all, like every kid is the Karate Kid in this show. You can make a case for them, but by and large, the new age Karate Kid in this moment is Miguel, and you do a disservice to Miguel by not having him rise again. And that doesn't necessarily mean silverware. He will rise again, but in a different way. And I think there's so much that is on the line for his character. This season could potentially be the best for him. And I know recency bias is a thing, and because it's new, people will say it's the best. But in my opinion, I think this is the season where you really see what kind of person Miguel will be. And I think back to the Uncle Ben quote in Spider-Man, you know, these are the years when a man changes into the man he's going to become for the rest of his life. Just be careful who you change into. And where Robbie's at, making amends, making things right, and hell, he even said it himself, you know, so I can grow up and have my own strip mall karate school. Robbie kind of planted the seed for his future job, I'm just saying. And then Miguel will have an even bigger story arc going forward. I don't think he'll go to college because they'll want to keep that. They'll want to keep true to that origin, and it's something that's so important, is that college or university or whatever does not define your future. You can be whatever you want to be. Your life is always moving in a circle, and it's always in flux. Trust the process. I'm so excited for Miguel's arc this season. I think he's going to blow people away with what's in store for him. And it's going to be a very character study-based season. Like, there's going to be a lot of action, but I think there's going to be a lot of fallout from Season 4, like I said with Robbie and Kenny. But in Miguel's case, this season, it's going to be more of just testing his connections with all the characters, and then forging this new connection with his so-called rival, where the rival literally kicked him over a railing. And from the beginning of this show, to Miguel's credit, Miguel has always taken the high ground and never been the aggressor. I think this season it's going to switch. He's going to be the aggressor this time. But guys and girls, jump in the comment section down below. Let me know what you expect for Miguel in Season 5. Let me know what you thought of any of the points that I've raised. Let me know if you agree with anything. Jump in the comment section down below. Let me know, and I will see you in another video very, very soon. And, so yeah, I guess love conquers all. God, imagine someone says that to him if he sees Carmen and Robbie bonding. Ouch. Eesh. Oh, that could be... oh, God, that could be a bad scene.